This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by LRN.FM. Feds don't want you to hear them.
I'd like to motion to dismiss based on your conflict of interest, being that you and the prosecutor are working for the same organization.
I think we had occasion to discuss that earlier. Mr. Bernard, the motion was denied then as it is today. We'll take a brief recess.
Ian stated the truth, and they don't like that it was pointed out that he works for the same organization that the prosecutor and the law enforcement works for, so Ian couldn't possibly get a fair trial.
Well, anybody who believes that if you work for an organization that is the same organization as a guy on one side that you're going to properly listen to the guy on the other side, then that person's a fool. I mean, if the judge really believes that he's unbiased and he represents the state, that's the term he used. I'm not making this up. He said, I represent the state. Mm-hmm. And then the prosecutor says he is the state. So if the judge basically said that I represent the prosecutor, and the judge stepped Ian down when he was talking about the New Hampshire Constitution, asking questions and that kind of, he stopped Ian from talking about it. Wait a second. Are you raising an objection, Your Honor? Why is these proceedings being stopped? The prosecutor didn't raise an objection. So the judge essentially, showed his colors on multiple occasions, showing whose side he's on.
So as long as we have an understanding of what this proceeding is, and then it's not going to be turned into a circus or a forum for any political statements, I think we'll be fine. But it is my intention to enforce what I just told you strictly, as you attempted to do at the outset of this, it is not my intention to let you control these proceedings. This trial will be governed, as all trials in this courtroom, by rules of evidence, by court etiquette and decorum. As long as you comply with that, and the people in the courtroom comply with that, that's fine. It's not my intention to pick a fight with you and make things difficult. But I can tell you that in the number of trials that I've done over the course of my time on the bench, I've only had occasion to have to make these comments to your group. And I appreciate you take exception to my referring to it as your group, but I think it's inescapable that you represent yourself as a spokesman for them, and I appreciate you all individuals, and you all conduct yourself as you individually see fit.
You need to sit, okay?
But
you need to be seated.
Those are the rules. Recording devices, I assume, have been confiscated or held at the lobby to the extent that any have been smuggled in and are in the courtroom. Those people will be removed and the devices confiscated. With that said, with respect to your recording device, which was confiscated last week at the conclusion of these proceedings, it will be returned to you, but with the understanding that in the future, any devices that are brought into the courtroom past security intentionally will be confiscated and not returned. That applies to you or anybody else who chooses to undertake that endeavor.
Yeah, and just to be clear, it's the prosecution's job to convince the jury that Ian broke a law, which was obstructing their kidnapping of Heike, whatever it's officially called. It was Ian's job today to connect with the jury and to have them nullify a bad law. So every step of the way, I mean, this is Ian versus the state, and the judge representing the state didn't like that one bit, and like I say, inflicted 90 days on Ian and Ian's friends and community and family. It's a big loss.
Nope. Can't do that.
Federal agents on the streets of Keene, New Hampshire. They're investigating reports of an unlicensed radio station said to be broadcasting LRN.FM. So why all the fuss? What is LRN.FM? Well, it's probably not something these agents want you to listen to. It's a 24-hour news talk broadcast, all pro-liberty. A true authoritarian-free zone. Tune in at LRN.FM to listen or broadcast their signal. LRN.FM. Feds don't want you to hear them.